Well, howdy, everybody. We are continuing along. Just got the second piece of the Staff of Chaos. Indeed, if we look in our inventory and scroll down, we should see it down there with a nice little 2. This is kind of interesting as well, by the way. You see how it says 2? We know that there's 8 pieces. You can actually bug it in the game to have it look like it's more than 8. I'll have to remember to tell you about that like way later down the line. But yeah, we're now on our hunt for the third one. Overall, I don't actually think the third piece will be too tricky to get, but I don't know how long I can play today, so we'll see how long we can go. First of all, though, let's just get out of the current dungeon that we're in, which won't be a problem at all. All we have to do is go back through 3 locked doors that we'd already opened, and we'll be ready to fast travel. Another really cool perk of the Labyrinthian. You'll realize as we go through that some of the games really struggle with finding nice ways out of dungeons. And I guess Arena's been like that as well to a certain extent. There was a lot of backtracking in this one. But ultimately, when you're done, you're done. You get to get out like straight away. So feels pretty goddamn good. And I mean, it's such a low frame rate dungeon too. I'm just happy to be shot at the place, really. So, yeah, this is kind of our adventure in Skyrim for now, to be honest. I will go back to another town. We, of course, don't really know what we're doing or where we're doing it just yet. So we could pick anywhere we like. And, I don't know, I just want to go to another place that I recognize. We could go to... Should we go to Riverwood? Let's go to Riverwood. That's a cool idea. All right, let's go to Riverwood. It shouldn't be too many days. Also, it's a little bit further south. And we will be heading south pretty soon. So it should be fun. We have arrived in the village of Riverwood in the Skyrim province. The date is Turdus, the 3rd of Evening Star in the year... Okay, hold on. Evening Star? I think the year is going to change soon, guys. I think it's going to be New Year's soon. It took us a week to get here. The village of Skyrim seems quiet, unaware of your arrival. The people here seem friendly. Sorry, the village of Skyrim? That's clearly some kind of weird bug, isn't it? It's the village of Riverwood in Skyrim. Anyway, they're unaware of me. And they seem very friendly. Lovely. It's also nighttime. So, in today's video, I do actually want to show you some stuff that we have kind of, I wouldn't say been putting off, but we could have done a little bit ago now. And that is the wilderness. So, we could do the wilderness at night. And in general, since we bought the, where is it? The Mark of Light here. When we cast the Mark of Light, you'll see we can shine a light a good distance away from ourselves. So even at nighttime, you can travel around in the wilderness, or you can travel around in towns. I kind of wanted to use it in the other dungeon, but, you know, it was kind of lava-y and kind of hot in there, so it's whatever. So let's talk a bit about how the wilderness works. This is an area of the game that I really don't spend much time. Each province has its own, like, different kind of feeling wilderness. And there is a, like, starting point, right? So this wall, this is the city wall. And you can run around the whole of the city. But when we leave this, you know, there's not going to be other cities the further away we travel. We'll just go into the horizon, into the horizon, into the horizon, like so. You can just keep traveling, traveling, traveling. And this was all randomly generated, not actually created by the devs. But it is all the same seed. What does that mean? If you guys boot up, you go to Riverwood, you leave Riverwood, you walk to the northeast, you will find this exact tree in this exact position. You know, I've always wondered with Arena whether there's really fun, strange, weird, glitchy, or just interesting vistas and stuff out in the world that people might have compiled and talked about, maybe back in some late 90s message boards online or something. But I can't ever find any trivia about it. Nobody seems to really care. And you can see why. Artifact quests don't take you here. Dungeon quests don't necessarily take you here. There are things. So let's be clear. There's just kind of trees and stuff. And you'll run around. And there's a different flavor each province you go. And I'll be showing you each one. Which is what we're kind of doing here. The Skyrim one before we leave. But there are other things. You can sometimes find small settlements, you know. Riverwood, the village, is like a proper town, but you find small settlements, you find farms. There's a lot of interesting stuff, honestly, in a lot of these places. And so, for example, here, there's this building. And not only are there, you know, little landmarks and fences and stuff and whatever to see, and enemies to see out around here, you can find NPCs. You can actually get random quests. I think there's, like, escort quests you can sometimes get. And there's dungeons that spawn. So this lock has nothing to fear for me. Now, what I want to do here is something that I think we could have done for ages. I'm pretty sure. Now, I've noticed while editing these videos, and you guys will have noticed. Let's equip the Wakizashi here. I've noticed, I think, that it does make a lock bash noise. So to me, I'm wondering if we're breaking through that door now.
Stop, thief.
Oh, they said stop thief. There, you heard the stop thief. All right, and it's a guard. Okay, and we have to fight the guard. We are definitely struggling. Look at how quick the Wakizashi swings as well. Oh my god, I kind of like that.
You have survived the tests most dire. Continue along this path, however, and you will face such things as to make your very heart freeze. I will save you the ordeal, for my servants approach you even now. From your mangled corpse, I will take what is mine.
Okay, so it's Jagar again, talking about our mangled corpse. Right, I didn't know I was going to be ambushed. I thought I died. I thought there was another guard behind me or something. Like I say, we can really handle guards very comfortably. We don't have to worry about them at this point in the game. But Jagar, yes, will ambush us now that we've got another piece of the Staff of Chaos. He usually does it right outside town, honestly. I think you got a chance whenever you fast travel. And, well, he was supposed to ambush me here, send some mobs, but I don't see any. Not really sure where they are. So, hey, well, look, we can't really break in, to be honest. If we can't break through the door like that...
Stop, thief.
The guards are just going to keep coming at me, and I'm just going to fail every time I try and grab that. Wow, I really like this fast swinging sword. The game felt so slow and clunky before. Like, the odds of us getting in are just so low with our stats. Well, anyway, there are dungeons as well, so let's just go running around. I'm not going to save this with me killing all these innocent people. I just don't like it, all right? Just to be clear, there is no mechanic, right? It's not actually remembering. I'm not getting a bounty. I'm not going to be thrown in jail. If the guards can't kill you, you can just wander around murdering and pilfering and doing whatever the hell you want. I think we're on some kind of a road here. You could do that. You can slaughter people in the towns. It's not, and look, it even turned. Let's just keep following the road, see where it goes. It's not, there's nothing that will punish you. But I just don't like the idea. So here you go, here's a little farm, a Skyrim farm with little, you know, bits of snow on the hay bales. And we get some kind of house. Probably it's just because that was someone's home. That wasn't a dungeon or anything. It's just someone's home, just like this here. We see a door, but again, I think it's probably people are sleeping. So let's wait until morning. First, let's see what time it is. It's 10 at night. So we're going to want to rest probably 10 hours, something like that. Enemies. I mean, that's really annoying, honestly. Oh, it's one of these guys. Yeah, I know. Because now we have to go 9 hours. All right, a troll has attacked us because our level's increasing. Wow, trolls sound kind of scary. That's almost voice acting-y there as well.
I would congratulate you on retrieving the second piece of the Staff of Chaos, but dire fortunes have I seen. The third piece of the staff lies somewhere in the Elven Grove, ancient home of the elves. The Elven Grove is said to be the birthplace of the sacred first tree, that which gave life to all the forests on the continent of Tamriel. Its location has been a closely guarded secret, so guarded in fact that many believe that even the elves have forgotten its true location. Considering that there are only 3 provinces that hold any of the elven people, your search should not be too difficult. Find the Elven Grove and recover the third piece of the staff. I wish you well on your quest.
Alright, so yeah, I did want to see Rhea, but maybe a little bit later than that. Okay, so we wake up in the morning. We got another troll attacking us, Jesus Christ. We can try and take him out. And it's day now. We get the nice Skyrim music. And again, what I wanted to comment on is that the Skyrim music is so lovely, isn't it? It's really, really nice. Anyway, now that it's day... Oh, they still won't let me in, won't they? Interesting. Well, you can get into places like that. I'd love to show that before this is all said and done. That'd be really nice. We get a well. I was expecting to see an NPC wandering around now. I think usually you can see them just sort of tending to their fields, doing their whatevers. So yeah, we'll just keep traveling on the road while we just chat about random stuff here. Now now that we've seen the Rhea message and the Jagar ambush, I kind of do just want to keep continuing with the file. Here maybe we got some dungeons. So yeah, Rhea basically is saying, okay, the next piece is going to be in one of the Elven Provinces at a beautiful tree that is said to have given all life to Tamriel. Whether that's legend or how much fact there is in that, we don't know. So just to be clear about the story here, what are the 3 Elven Provinces? Maybe we would go grab our manual and read it. Well, we are looking at the Somerset Isle, okay? We're looking at Valenwood, or we're looking at Morrowind. These are the 3 Elven Provinces. as in various types of elves will come from them. So kind of dark-skinned, fair-skinned, and short is the way I describe them now. I don't know what their actual names are in Arena. I don't know whether Bosmer and Dunmer and stuff and Altmer are words. So we'll just see. When we travel, we'll see which one of them it is by asking around Skyrim in a minute. But then what we'll do is we'll learn about whichever specific province we're going to go to when we get there. But yeah, I do want to show you like one of these random dungeons, maybe. We can dip in. Oh, almost athletic enough to jump all the way across there. Oh, this is just a temple. It's just a temple out in the middle of nowhere. We trail some cold air into the Brotherhood of Mercy Sanctuary as we enter. The air is as cold as the outdoors, yet filled with the smell of incense and the sound of the clergy praying. So these are pretty cool outposts to have scattered around the wilderness, because now, if you remember the last time we went to one, it was in town at Skyrim. But it wasn't sorry, maybe that wasn't even in Hammerfell. But they're not that good there because you tend to be kind of safe or you're alright. But here, if I'm out in the wilderness, all of a sudden the fact that he will heal me for 180 gold is really nice. It means if I'm out of potions and I'm scared of the whole resting situation, I'll be okay. So you can kind of now mark this on your map, right? And you can know, it says that we're actually at Riverwood, which is quite interesting. When you go outside, you can mark it in your map and kind of remember that this is here. Oh, it became foggy while we were there. And the snow stopped. So they have it, really. That's a bit of the wilderness. That's not all we will see of it. The only downside, really, is there's just not much to do here. As cool as it is, expansive as it is. And, again, I feel it's really important to look at if you're going to play these games, because that's kind of what Bethesda was going for, right? That you spend a lot of time here. Right, I'm going to load. Are we back in the labyrinth? Did I not save it at all? Oh, my God. See you guys in a sec. You walk into the village of Skyrim Riverwood, wary from travel. Ahead, it seems, are inns and taverns to refresh yourself in. Indeed, there do seem to be. What time of day is it? We've arrived this time. 7 in the evening. Oh, the sun has just set pretty much then. Okay, well, let's just go camp outside. Here we go. Jagar's ambush actually worked this time. 2 Minotaurs, not a problem at all. I love this sword. I think I'm going to use this for the next while. Maybe we'll get a better one of these, a better Wakazashi.
But dire portents have I seen.
Oh, and finally, I've got to comment as well on the main thing about these cutscenes. How many of them have we had now? And I've held my tongue, all right? But, oh my God, it's misty. Jesus Christ. Apparently, this actually slows the game's frame rate down and actually stops you being able to move as fast as you'd like. Like, speedrunners hate this. Those cutscenes are horrendous. It sounds like, obviously, the way that it works is they say a couple of things in a voice file, and then they play the next one, right? They load the next one up, and then the panel changes, and they load the next one. So the voice talent has been asked... Look, there's actually a palace here in Riverwood, which is very weird. So the voice talent has been asked to, like, read a tiny bit, and then wait, and then turn the next page, and then read on. It's like when you're at school, you know, and some people struggle to read at school. So they'll be asked to read from one page to the next, and they don't know how to turn the page while keeping a decent flow going. So they just stop. It's so immersion breaking. It's terrible. And yet that's the state that they put in. I mean, I don't think audio was much of a consideration considering those initial popping sounds on all the weapon swings, but hey. So yeah, Riverwood with the palace. Really weird thought. I love what they did with this in the later game where, you know, they see the name Riverwood, which is clearly just sort of somewhat randomly generated by Arena. And they thought, well, what does Riverwood mean? Well, maybe, look, maybe they have a mill. Maybe they're on the edge of a river. Maybe they do a lot of lumbering there, you know, and stuff like, and that kind of is what they end up going with. It's really, really nice to see how what was generally kind of random in Arena actually ended up setting them up. So anyway, let's ask someone. First of all, who are you? Greetings, Lord God. I'm Ern Sorensen, a typical hunter, and I brought fresh wild beasties to the what? I don't know. Maybe that was supposed to randomly place one of the inns or something nearby. I would like to know what you know about the Elden Grove. Isn't that just a legend, she says? Oh, I don't know. Is it just a legend? Let's ask this person. Where is the Elden Grove? Do you know? Have you tried asking at a temple? They seem to know everything. All right, I'll ask at a temple if I can see one. If not, we're just going to ask more random people en route. I wonder what the map of Riverwood actually looks like. Quite quaint. Well, it's funny, we were actually in a temple just before. But those guys usually offer services. You can't necessarily ask for directions for all of them. And the people in the inn just want you to buzz off, as we saw when we were in Hammerfall. Maybe that was just the Hammerfall people. Maybe other people could be much nicer, right? But not necessarily us. So you get one of these cool statues. I don't think we've seen one of these yet. I also don't think we've seen the guy that's like smoking whatever it is on the ground. We don't really... how much drug lore do they have on this? I don't know whether they really talk about skooma and stuff yet. Anyway, and then there's jugglers as well. We might have seen a juggler, I'm not sure. Could you tell me about the Elden Groves? Try the local inn. Tales are flying back and forth about something unearthed in the province of Valenwood. Maybe you should check there. That's interesting. She actually gives us 2 directions, but the tip-off is there. It's Valenwood that we're going to. So who are you, by the way? You can call me Anne Fenrinson. I'm a nomad, you know. I believe that freedom is more important than anything else. All right, I'm going to assume that maybe she's traveled and she knows. So Valenwood. That seems like a good enough destination to me. There would be more stuff I would buy from Skyrim, by the way, to prep on our new adventures. I want to get into full dwarven armor and stuff like that. But, it's kind of weird. The information I'm using for all of that stuff between videos is on the wiki, and it seems that the UESP wiki, which is what I use, doesn't have any information about vendors in Skyrim in Arena. It knows everywhere else, but not Skyrim. I don't know why. High Rock might not be on it as well, which is always so interesting for me to look at. I love this freaking place. Anyway, so Valenwood. Valenwood is this area down here. And it's one of the homes of the elves. You'll see we've got all these cool sounding places. Stonefall, Thormar Keep, Arenthia is the closest to Cyrodiil and the heartland of the Empire. Ebon Row, Volkwaston Woods, Valensti, Blackpark. You know, it's probably not true that these were all randomly generated, because a lot of them do seem very on theme. Green Hall, that sounds like a fun place. Stone Square, Tarlin Heights, Greenheart. I'm going to go to a village first. Woodhearth, the city of Woodhearth. Now that could be done pretty cool. Meadow Run. Let's go to Green Hall. That just sounds like a fun area. All right, and we'll ask some of the elves what they know. You've arrived in the village of Greenhall in the Valenwood province. The date is Laudis, the 19th of Morning Star, in the year 1390. So New Year did just pass. All right, that's it. Tarlin has been adventuring for a year. It took 44 days to reach here. The village of Greenhall seems quiet, unaware of our arrival, and the people here seem very friendly. So it's winter again. That's unfortunate. I'd love to be here during like a summery period of time. Look at this. It's so nasty out. This does not feel like it's some happy forested area. Hello. Who are you? Good day, Redguard. My name is Angon Pinerun, the village of Fieldhand. I have calluses the size of saddle boys on my hands. Lovely. I'm new here. Do you know... By the way, we could ask where the city gates are. That's interesting. Do you know anything about the Elden Grove? Last I heard, the Mages Guild was looking for somewhere near Eldenroot. Or was it Haven? I'm not sure, but you should probably start your search somewhere around there. Okay, so we've got Eldenroot or Elden Haven. Well, let's have a look. I like this where they sort of change the format. You know, you might think that this game is just going to repeat the same thing over and over and over, and in some ways it does, but in others it doesn't. Like... We don't have to keep doing fetch quests about translating Elder Scrolls, in case you guys were wondering. So there's Green Heart. There's Elden Root. So, I mean... And there's Villain Haven. There's just regular Haven. There's Cormyr Spring. So let's go to Haven and see what these people say. And I'm happy to travel now, because I kind of want the year to push forward. Let's say that this is a chapter in our story where there's been an awful lot of, long distances on the roads of fruitless struggling, looking around. I like the idea that when we're on that travel screen as well, like, it's like the wilderness that we were looking at a second ago. Took 7 days to get here. Haven lies on the southern edge of Valenwood. She seems like a place of safety in an otherwise dangerous world. That feels like quite a unique bit of text. It's still snowy and wintry and cold. In fact, we may as well still be in Skyrim, it feels like here. But look, the distant lands look different. Look, there's green hills and stuff back there. They're capped brown, but they are green hills. So hello, everyone. Maybe we want to go to the Mages Guild to ask about this? Who are you? You can call me Lizlingia Blue Sky. I'm a hunter. I brought fresh beasties to the dots. You can see some of these bugs really creeping through here. I didn't want to know any rumors. I mean, maybe it would be interesting to hear about maybe some elven artifacts. There's been strange talk of Elden Grove being near Eldenroot. If the rumors are true, you may want to start searching there. Okay, so we came here, we asked, and nobody knows. And cheeky little spoiler, I did actually know that it wasn't here. But you never know. Some players wouldn't, so maybe they'd go to the other place first. So yeah, it is not at Haven. This is like a dud place and a sneaky place. We've got to go to Elden Root. Elden Root is the actual location that we're most interested in. So let's head on over. We've just nailed down from 3 potential provinces to 1, and from 2 potential cities to 1. So welcome to the city-state of Elden Root in the Valenwood province. The date is Turdus, the 10th of Sun's Dawn now. Okay, so we're getting back into spring now. That year is shot by, right? The elves here seem friendly, and you are hailed and welcome. You overhear that the city-state's commerce is going well. Interesting. It's nighttime. How late at night? It's 1:51 at night. I'd like to rest now, and then we can see what the wilderness here looks like. These trees do not look very pleasant, do they? So let's camp for a while. Let's go like 8 hours. Probably get interrupted in the middle. What a surprise. 2-shot a minotaur. We died to those before. Oh, that is the fruit of an RPG right there. The sweet nectar of gaining stat points. Destroying things that you fought once safely before. Okay, I'm going to save here, because I haven't saved again all episode. Tarlin at Elden Root. Now, I have no real nostalgia or like giddiness about this place because I've never visited this in any of the other games, so it's totally new to me. But here, if I run away, are you gonna... Why? Oh, sorry. Alright, you're just a friendly NPC. I did tell you guys you can find NPCs. They call me Kerrigan Riverwood, the historian. Riverwood. We were just at Riverwood. I've been hired to write the story of Queen Yulandra's family. Alright, interesting. Well, thanks very much. I swear this shouldn't be all, like, grey and Skyrim-y and snowy. I have heard that there's a bug with Arena, where if you travel too much, and you, like, do too much, eventually, like, it can mess up the random generation. But surely we didn't just do that. I've barely this episode is the only time we've really been in the wilderness. It does feel like it's bugged, though, doesn't it? Because, like, the background, you can clearly see it's meant to be green. And on the fringes of these, you can see that it's green. I'm not allowed to go into the house. We could probably go into the temple. What is this? This is an inn with a fancy name out the front. Great billows of wind and snow follow you into the dirty dragon like a white shadow. The floor is wet with the footprints of the patrons. Or maybe it's just because it's winter. It's probably just because it's winter, since it did do that message. Hello, elves! Oh, he looks a bit depressed. By the root, do I look like I want to be bothered, Redguard? No offense, Redguard, but I don't need any company right now. I do, though. I'll pay you. The bartender would like to know if there's any work to be found in Redguard. In Elden Root, sorry, in Redguard. Oh, God. With the context of that slip there, with the previous sentence, really doesn't work very well. Let's just say it's winter, all right? This is how cold it gets. Winter in Valenwood. So let's... Oh my god, I've got to be careful as well. Which direction did we go? You can't zoom the map out, so you have to be careful. Did I go south? I guess we can always just travel. Let's see what it looks like if we say that we want to directly travel. Does it say that it's going to take a whole day? Does it say that we're already here? Oh, nice. It just plonks me at the city gates. You don't even get the cutscene. Cool. So, presumably, time doesn't move. Okay, so, well, what do we want to do here? There is another little mechanic that I kind of wanted to show in today's video before we get the main quest. And again, it will require that I save because I'm going to fall afoul of the law. I want to show you what it looks like to pilfer, to actually try to steal from someone's pockets, okay? So, this person here, and I don't think that the direction that they're looking at really matters, but we're going to try and pilfer from her. And it says, your victim was carrying nothing but a small scrap of yellow fabric. Oh, it's in our inventory, right? No, so basically that was kind of like a fail. It obviously described her as a victim, so it does make you feel bad about what you're doing. But there you have that. We can probably get some really good mithril gear around here as well, by the way. Let's try and steal from another person. Maybe someone wearing some decent clothes. I mean, what a sad situation. Here, you look like a noble of some sort. You stand still. Oh, okay, so there we failed it, and the guards came, and we would have to kill the guards. These guys are a serious threat at the beginning of the game, but nowadays, not so much. I mean, you can get a full set of free plate armor if you can find a way to take them out at the beginning. And yeah, you can do stuff like this to grind on XP. But yeah, that's really the idea. I'm not sure if everyone in the town will... No, there you go. So some people are still out and about. So we just keep trying, basically.
Stop thief.
If they despawn and you hear stop thief, then you know you've been caught. And you want to just kind of deal with these people nice and quick. What's this front slice like that? That slice there. This is like being a shark swimming in the water. And you can, of course, kill innocents as well. As you can see, you can pretty much just one-shot them. The resistance you get from murder is 3 guards. The resistance you get from stealing is 2. So, there you have it. I am absolutely reloading that because I feel like a monster. And Tarlin, I'm not role-playing as a monster. We good? It's interesting. The manual had that thing about hunting thieves. Well, what thief? Oh, I'm amused by this lock. Okay, can we pick it? We can! That's what it looks like to pick a lock, guys. And here's what it's like to be in someone's house when they're not home. It's dark and it's creepy. Cool, we're getting to show it off. So what I can do is I can light this up. Now, there are different like layouts for interiors. Here you go, the mark of light, and we can light the room up a little bit more. There are different layouts. Depending on how posh the house looks, the more money you might find. You can also find monsters in them. And here I'll show you a bit of a trick. So there you go, there's a troll. So, if I go through this door, it's likely we'll find some treasure piles. Oh, no, there's not. All right, well, pretty much some of these houses will have treasure piles. And one of the craziest ways to earn money, and really cheaty, abusey ways to earn money, is break into a house that you know has lots of treasure piles in it. And what you do is just this. You go here, and then you've doubled the treasure. And then you've added another pile of treasure. And then you've added another pile of treasure. And you can do this for about 90 seconds straight or something. Then when you finally click one of the treasure piles, it will just be full of stuff. And you can just collect loads of really expensive things. And knowing, like, the best house in the game and what town it's in and stuff can be really big. I think speedrunners start in Morrowind. Possibly it's for the Dark Elf perk. Or it's just because there's a house in Morrowind you can find really quickly, where you can just steal from this noble person so much money. So there you go. That's what it's like sneaking into someone's house. You can find rats in there. At the start of the game, if you're doing it, obviously it's going to be rats. Later, you'll find more and more dangerous stuff like trolls, which starts to make less and less and less sense. But hey. All right. Oh, no, I didn't. I don't want to steal anymore. I'm changing my ways, okay? I don't want to. Let's pull this up or something. Actually, maybe we just go into a building and out. Is that going to instantly pilfer again? No, okay, good. Hi. Listen, I'm in a rush. I've been here for a long time. I just want to know about the Elden Grove. Elden Grove? I thought it was just a legend. There are many who think that Queen of the City knows the real location and guards that knowledge. So, we can indeed go to the palace, just as we did with Hammerfell. Now, I might be wrong, but I'd look north... Oh, wait, she's northwest or northeast? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that. Your accent's quite thick. She says east this time. Did I click the right thing? Palace. Northeast. Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry. I'm the kind of person who, by the way, if I'm in a real life conversation with someone, maybe it's like a loud bar or something, I can't quite hear what they say, I'll probably give it 2 attempts. I'll say, sorry, what was that? And I'll like frown a little and I'll like tilt my chin a little towards them. And then they'll say it again and then I'll say, oh no, I didn't get that. Sorry, once more. And if I still don't understand, maybe it's a thick accent or whatever, I'll just smile and say, yeah. And hope it goes well. It's got me this far. You walk into the Queen's audience chamber, noticing the many fine trappings and warm furs that decorate the area. You feel your frozen limbs begin to thaw in the warm heat of the brightly lit interior, and you welcome the brief respite from the cold. Ahead of you waits Ulandra, Queen of Eldenroot. Alright, so the second winter of our adventure, and we're in a new palace. Pretty good. We're also strong enough now to just charge around here and do what we want. These guards probably aren't going to be able to stop us very well. Probably. So, before we speak to the Queen and get the quest, let's do one more little save of brigandry and see what we've got. I got my sword out. So, restricted area, authorized personnel only, they say. We can run on through. There's a couple of randomly generated quests you can do with, like, prisoners. Now, if they attack us, I think when we go back in the room, they'll be PO'd with us. So, looking at the map here, we can see that there's pools of water in these upper cells and probably prisoners in the other ones. Some areas around here. Just want to give you guys some idea of the loot and stuff you might find. Just like maybe a prisoner's bathhouse there. This one here is just an empty cell. You can find people being imprisoned. You can speak with them. Just open all the cells up. Let everyone out. Anyone in here? No? Alright, here you go. So look, we're being attacked. These are not the main guards that were flanking in the main room. Dude, I'll tell you what. I think it's just interiors. Arena is like running slower. And this guy's parrying the hell out of me. Well done. He fought very hard. You fought well, brave knights. For my honor. Can we try and kill her as well, maybe? I'll do that last, alright, before we reload. Oh god, imagine accidentally killing her and then saving. Accidentally saving. So yeah, you get like a pit. I don't think we can actually fall into like a lower dungeon or anything. You get a nice little area here. I think this one over here was perhaps where we want it to be. Oh no, look, it's the other one. It's a secret door in the other room. This is cool. This is quite an intricate palace layout. They're not all this good. Some of them are much more simple, particularly the previous palace that we were at. But you know, not every town. Well, maybe every town? A lot of them do. I mean, Christ, we went to a village earlier and Riverwood had some kind of big nobleman's courtyard gate that we saw. So you might not realize it, but you come over here, and now there's a hidden door. Nice. That you'd only really get from the map. I really feel like there should be a mechanic. Oh, and then we can sneak into these rooms. I feel like there should really be a mechanic, which is... All right, buddy. I suppose we could just stand potions, like, why not? Where you need to buy the map to have these interiors instantly unlocked. So here, we should be able to kill all 3 of these guys. If that is 3, it might only be 2 at once. Because we can just hit through like so. Right, that room was nothing but death. And then we get this room. I think there's a guy behind us, so we're going to take a real beating on this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see us level up as well, killing this many people. Because they're not like total beginner mobs. No treasure piles in any of them. You guys might be thinking, these are treasure piles. They're really not, I promise. I promise. They can't be broken. They can't be interacted with in any way. That floating, flying man, I'll leave you to it. So then the last area was down this tunnel. And then we could climb up, and we don't have to be in the tunnel at all. So we get a side room here. Now, whether the palace layouts are randomly made, I don't think that's true, because I think the team would have thought it's a bit immersion breaking to go to the same palace twice as a part of a main quest, maybe, or any reason. Or you know, it's the same as a temple or whatever else, and then suddenly the layout's changed. I mean, we are in a magical world, but I don't think that they're that efficient at interior decorating. To get 2 more chambers. Is it possible that the very last one has something more meaningful than guards that simply wish to decapitate me? Whoa, these ones hit me hard. Let's cast Ice Storm on them. By the way, did you guys catch Sneaky Sneaky against the Ice Golem? This is what mage gameplay is like, by the way. So you tend to want to bind the use menu a little bit in a more convenient place. Did you guys notice that we did damage the golem without having a mithril weapon? We did it with Ice Storm. So if I was really clever and I'd seen that, it was one little thing that we did. If I'd seen it, we could have gone through without a mithril weapon altogether just by using that particular kind of spell. So we can just take these guys out. Come on out. And, you know, having explored this, aside from maybe like the interiors of noble houses and a couple of the other varieties of randomly generated quests, you've kind of seen most of like the kind of content you can find in the game, really. Most of the areas. So let's go low. Talon's at Elden Root. And let's see, can we attack her? You actually can't kill her. Brilliant. Today I learned. We can't speak to those guys either. All right, ignore what I was just doing, swinging in front of your face. We commit no crime. And she says this. You ask us for the location of the Elden Grove? Birthplace of the sacred first tree? Such knowledge has a price. Over the past year, we have seen our beautiful Valenwood change. Parts have become unsafe for travelers. Others have turned dark and sinister, leaching the very calf blood from the soil. Calf blood? Interesting. I'm going to remember these little phrases. You guys can feel free to fill me in down below as well, and everyone else, you know, we're all slowly getting through it. Calf blood. Or is that, I'm going to find out that's a real world thing. It's not to do with this game's lore, aren't I? Anyway, Alarion, the greatest of our lore masters, found bodies of our people sucked dry of all fluid. Oh dear, sounds like vampires. They lay wasted, living dead that had no memories of their former existence. Sadly, they had to be destroyed. 10 of our rangers left to search through the Valenwood forests, hoping for a clue to this mystery. 2 months later, what's this got to do with me? Hold on. 2 months later, their severed heads were delivered to us by an emissary of someone who calls herself Selene, the high priestess of Shagrath, the god of spiders. Now, the idea of Selene and spiders is totally not new to me. I don't know whether that's just other fantasy I've experienced in my life has referenced this, or they've all got some like proto thing they're looking at. But yeah, Selene, the god of spiders. Sounds pleasant, right? She delivered us to an ultimatum. Surrender Valenwood or die. We are not a fighting people, and we have no standing army. We prefer to dwell here amongst the trees and Mother Earth, rejoicing in the commune of the land. It sounds like they all live in like tree towns, but Arena had no way of doing tree towns. Or maybe if they had more time before launch, they would have had new types of towns here in this province. We cannot stand against Selene and her spider warriors. I fear an end to my people and to our way of life. You seem to be a strong and formidable adventurer. I implore you, put an end to her threat against us. I will inscribe on your map the location of her emissary referred to as Selene's Web, site of our supposed surrender. Okay, so the emissaries came along and said, you guys should surrender here, alright. But instead they're going to send me, a badass, to deal with it. Somewhere in those dark corridors lies the one thing that can safeguard us from her greed. Somewhere in her fortress lies her heart. It is said to be a jewel into which she has infused her life force. If you bring me this jewel, she would dare not attack us with her life in the balance. If you are successful, we will share with you the sacred knowledge of the Elden Grove. Will you help us? So this quest is a cool concept. I like this one a lot. It's not like some petty little thing. It's like, wow, she really painted a picture that the Valenwood is struggling. Like, and on the precipice of not going back to what it once was. A state which we have never seen. It's really cool. I really like it. They get a lot out of that. A lot of decent exposition. Of course, I think the game is like roped into this thing where you need to be delivering items, like quest items. So realistically, an answer to this is just kill Selene. And look, you can destroy her heart to destroy her. But they want like you to get an item and bring it back to the palace. So this is the way that they're doing it. And they're going to bargain with Selene's life. It's cool as well. I like thinking about the precarious position this settlement will be in against Selene once they have the heart, if we're successful in our quest. It's kind of a fun thing, like as a setup for something later. I also like how we're glossing over why Selene does what Selene does. Maybe she has a very good reason for it. But as you can see, this is quite a primitive RPG that doesn't really go into super decent or layered storytelling, even if the manual says that they don't like just black and white storytelling. You know what? That's a bit of a catchphrase, I guess, and a bit of a gimmick and a bit of a stereotypical thing for a dev to say about an RPG. We don't believe in black and white decision making. And then they'll make a game that's full of it. But anyway, will you help us? I will help you. I will help you destroy Selene. You are a truly compassionate soul. Know this. Selene's Web lies near the city of Elden Root. I pray, well, that's here. I pray, be careful, she is a powerful sorceress who consorts with the undead. I wish thee luck on thy quest. Queen Olandra inscribes the location of Selene's Web onto your map. So there you have it, that's our next quest, and that's how this will lead us to the next part of the Staff of Chaos. She's not going to tell us where we actually want to go because it's too closely guarded a secret among the elves. So we do this, we scratch her back, she'll scratch ours. Now, for this quest, what you really want to do is make sure you have good amounts of fire resist, and guess what? Yeah, free action potions. Free action potions because they're going to paralyze you an absurd amount. So make sure you do your part on that. I'm going to do that off screen. You guys don't have to watch that. And also, I'm going to upgrade our armor. I think we've seen our steel-silver mix for long enough. And next time, we will be the next tier of metal above. Should be pretty fun. And I will see you guys there in the next episode where we claim the third part of the Staff of Chaos. Should be cool amongst the elves. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.